start with this one here, and this is a as I said, this one was very cheap, only about $10, so I haven't looked for it yet, and I'm not sure if I will be able to see anything, but I figured why not try it. They say with Oculars it really is that you get what you pay for, so $10 would mean that I won't get anything, basically. But I thought I want to see this for myself, so well, I sacrificed those $10 to see if it's true. And as soon as the sky isn't cloudy anymore, what actually doesn't happen very often here, so but as soon as there are no clouds at night and there is something to see like the moon or maybe a planet, I will go out and try this one, and I guess I will see if it works or if it was too cheap. I actually just recently bought this telescope, and it wasn't even expensive. It was second hand, and I got a very good deal. And the first night I went out, I saw Saturn with his rings, and you could also see Titan, the biggest moon of Saturn, and it was just amazing, because I don't know, when you see a planet like Saturn, on again, and I pointed my telescope in its direction, and when it saw Saturn again, I just couldn't stop watching again. Just watched Saturn again for, I don't know, 2 hours. And I was on a kind of a public parking of a restaurant, and it was away from the city, on a little hill where you can see the stars. And when I was there watching the sky, people would come from the restaurant and getting to their cars and asking me what I see, and I told them about Saturn, and of course they wanted to look through my telescope, and I don't know, it was a pleasure to see them, because like me, they didn't want to stop. They were there watching, and I just had to adjust the telescope every few minutes, because Saturn went out of the picture. Well, that's because of the rotation of our planet. So I couldn't watch myself. I just was there to operate the telescope, and the people were watching. And yes, it was kind of cool. I liked it. I like to share this experience, and I like to see how it's affecting other people as well, because when you see it, I can only repeat myself, when you see it with your own eyes for the first time. Well, it's you just have to do it one time. So, well, my oculars are Yes, you divide it by the length of the ocular, which is in this case 12 millimeters, and that should give you a magnification factor of 80, if I'm correct, and this one is 20 millimeters, which gives me 50. Yes, it is 1 meter, 1000 millimeters, or divided by 20 millimeters, which gives you 50, magnification factor of 50, and the very cheap one, which I haven't tested yet, is 10 millimeters, and that would give me a magnification of 100. So if the optics are worth it, or maybe worth more than those $10 I paid, I might be able to see things even better through this one, but actually I don't think so. We will see. Oh, and by the way, when you get the chance to see Jupiter through a telescope, be sure to also look at the moon. You might think you know the moon, and well, you can also see it with your own eyes, of course, without any telescope. But what you can't see, just with your eyes, is the shadows in the moon's craters. And well, I think it is just mind-blowing to see has watched the Ray telescope. It almost hurts your eyes. And there are actually special moon filters to filter a part of that light and give you a better contrast. Well, I don't own one, but maybe one day. But for now, it's enough for me to just see the sun rising above the moon's craters. I mean, it is the sun. It is the same sun as we see. I don't know. I know it may sound silly, but I'm quite fascinated by those thoughts. It seems that they get dirty again as soon as I put them away. Or they never even got clean in the first place. I don't know. I haven't paid that much attention. I was talking and thinking of the moon and Saturn. And have you ever seen Jupiter with your own eyes? I don't know what to tell you about Jupiter other than it is beautiful. But Jupiter is not up currently, at least not here where I live. But I guess it will be again in a few weeks. I don't know. I have no idea. I can't even read star maps. Can you imagine? I use software on my smartphone, software on my MacBook. I was there galaxy with your own eyes, without any glasses, any telescope or whatever. And well, if you can do that, I must be able to see it with my telescope, right? So I took my MacBook, looked where the Andromeda galaxy was, and counted the stars around it, or at least tried to recognize. Well, yes, I tried to recognize the stars I saw on my screen. I tried to find them in the sky, and I found them, of course. It's not too hard. And then I tried to estimate where the Andromeda galaxy must have been. Well, and then I did something called star hopping, as I learned later, and that's when you try to find an object in the sky by approaching it star by star. So you point your telescope to one star, and from there you go to the next one, and then you go to the one where the object would be in between the one you just were and the one you go, and then if you're lucky, you find what you're looking for between the stars. And I guess I found Andromeda, but unfortunately it didn't look like a galaxy at all. It was merely a kind of a blurry something in between the stars, and it might as well have been, I don't know, some dirt on the optics, but I'm quite sure it wasn't any dirt, because the shape of this blurry thing actually did fit what I was expecting. So I guess I found it, but well, as I said, I'm just not able to see it better with my telescope. Well, I guess I'm going to finish those aren't any real animal hair, but well, I was surprised by how much it costed. Well, what was I? Where was I? Yes, I hope you did enjoy it, even if it was something different and something I don't know if it really works. And thank you for all your patience and all your messages. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate hearing from you guys. And well, communicating. Although I'm not that big of a communicator myself, so I won't always reply to your comments. But this doesn't mean that I don't appreciate them, or even that I don't notice them. I do, and sometimes I just don't want. Well, this may sound